Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. It is the wonderful beginning of a week. It is a short week this week, which is awesome, and kind of a two-edged sword. When you got a lot of work to do, it kind of cuts the week, obviously a day short, but I can't shirk on my responsibilities of doing a video today. Today, I'm going to be doing a short warm-up of an alligator. Of course, you guys know that I'm working on a series. I'm going to change my glasses out. Working on a series right now, or more or less a children's book that is called Frank and Beans. Frank and Beans is about... Hold on. There we go. Now I can see. Oh, I can see. Frank and Beans is about friendship. Friendship that transcends, in the animal world, it transcends not only age, but it also transcends species, and it's just a really good, I thought, just a really good idea of what can happen, whenever you forget what color somebody's skin is, or whenever you forget, where they came from, and the incredible diversity that can happen whenever you look at somebody as, a potential friend. So the story is about an alligator and a and a bear. And they come from completely different backgrounds, obviously. And I'm really gonna, I've really been enjoying exploring the different character designs and different possibilities that that are happening with this particular idea. Don't know if a lot of you guys know what I do. I had explained a while back what I do and what I'm interested in doing in the future. I am currently a a freelance illustrator for myself. I gotta get some reference. A freelance illustrator for myself. Where is he? La, 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 la. Here he is. A freelance illustrator for myself doing whatever somebody hires me for. I've done product design work, I've done illustration work, I've done t-shirt design. Recently, I was an in-house contractor for Disney consumer products for, close to just over 2 years. Of course, and then, they decided not to continue with any freelance work. But that being said, I've not gone without work. So, there's an old adage that says that, an old saying that says, if you work really hard and you keep at it, then eventually you'll be a success at what you do. And of course that is heavily relied upon your work ethic, and I've talked about that stuff before. So I've kind of carved out my own little niche of jobs, and I do currently. I'm since I'm not doing anything for Disney anymore, sad. I am I'm doing a lot of stuff for Universal Studios. So I've been doing product design, package design. I've been doing, I like to call it trinkets of trash, but at the end of the day, it is a great job. You get to get exposed to all these wonderful properties, these, whether it's stuff that's inside the park, whether it's, I like to have the eyebrow go up and then down. No, maybe I'll just do down. Maybe he's kind of devious today, but Beans is not really devious. He's kind of goofy. So maybe I have him his eye come up. But I really love doing product design, and I'm going to tell you why. Because it's a challenge. You know, I've done a lot of things in my career that are product design focused, but product, you know, from apparel to, you know, to hats to plushes to, but what is great about product design is because you have to actually think about your product and who it caters to and who it's designed for, and it's challenging, and especially if you're doing, you know, multiple facets of the product, from product development to you know, to the actual product mock-up, to the logos that are involved, to, you know, just the overall product look. And you know, I didn't you know, I went to school for illustration and design, but my focus was really on illustration and animation. And of course, you know, I graduated in 2000, so you know, at that particular time, the animation departments around the world were kind of closing down, or traditional animation, and kind of gearing up and ramping up for computer animation. And that's, you know, it was kind of funny because my initial was going into computer animation. And I just have such a passion and a love for drawing that I thought, you know, oh, I'll just, you know, do traditional, and traditional will never go away, which it hasn't. Traditional has not gone away. It's just been kind of, it's harder to find, you know, here in the States. They still have some stuff, but it hasn't gone away. So that's what I'm trying to say. And, you know, I still have a love for it. I just don't do it anymore. I recently had the opportunity to actually get a job as a 2D animator, but I couldn't find any of my samples because it's been so long ago, any of my 2D work. And it kind of saddened me, and I was like, you know what? I really want to get back into it because I have a really love and passion for doing, you know, 2D animation. So, you know, maybe, you know, eventually we'll see some 2D animation, maybe, you know, a walking cycle, maybe, you know, some squash and stretch exercises, some turnarounds, maybe a facial turnaround, maybe some expressives. You know, who knows? You know, as a product designer, I'm constantly having to do, you know, turnarounds and anamorphic drawings and stuff like that. So all of those things are important. But anyway, what I'm trying to do today is just, you know, warm up. I've got a big day ahead of me today. I've got some product designs I've got to do. I've got to do like 5 thumbnails. I've got some pins I got to take care of, and so it's it is a busy day today. And then, you know, this particular time of the year, I've got to do some tax stuff. And anyway, you always have time, you know, to do a short little exercise, and that's what I'm doing now. So whenever I do stuff like this, obviously you guys have watched me do stuff before. You know, I start out with your basic shapes, and you know, whenever you do character design and stuff, you always got to think about gravity. Here, we're gonna do a little short, little, you know, 3-second deal here. Like whenever you do a circle, you got to think in terms of gravity. So if I want to have, you know, a heavy set character, maybe that heavy set character has some extra, you know, fat that gravity pulls down, and, you know, kind of, if he has a collar on, you know, it kind of droops around the collar, you know. And it's funny because all throughout college I was always thinking about, you know, animation and stuff, and whenever you animate, you're always thinking about gravity and how your character is affected by gravity. So I'm always also thinking about form. You know, even though this is a shape, I got to think about how, if his eyes are, you know, if you have a circle and the eyes are here, if you turn it, you know, how the eye is going to look whenever I turn. So you got to think in terms of roundness. So there's, you know, there's got to be some kind of a form if there's a nose here, if it's head on, it kind of looks two-dimensional. But whenever you come here, you got to think how that's going to stick off of your form, your sphere. Anyway, that's kind of just like a short, very short lesson on form. So whenever I'm doing something like this, I always got to think, even though this is a circle, the circle is now, if this is a flat surface, the circle is now faced towards you and angled here. So you have to think in terms of depth, distance, and all of those things. There's a billion lessons on the internet on form and drawing and stuff like that. So again, as the channel grows, we're going to get into some of those particular lessons and understanding different forms and placement, anatomy, and stuff like that. Anyway, so he's turned, okay? He's kind of looking over his shoulder, so I got to determine where his shoulder is. If his shoulder's right here, that means his spine, his spine comes around, and maybe his tail, he's kind of sitting or standing, his other foot that you can't see is covered up by his body. And then you have this other foot that comes around here that kind of balances his forward weight, and he's kind of got a little bit of weight. He's got, his weight is basically on both legs, so I got to think where that's going to be. And, his tail comes around, and then it comes out. Maybe it comes around and covers up a little bit of that. I don't know. Comes around. Move this out of the way. And again, this is all part of the process of continually correcting the the gesture, understanding the weight, understanding the posture. If that comes around. Maybe it's a little bit further. It comes out here. So that is pretty much where I'm at with this particular drawing. So I hope everybody had a fantastic holiday. Holidays are kind of hard, I think, for me, because I really, everybody else that is in the world that I work with, they all get the time off. But as a freelancer, you don't really, I don't want to say you don't have time off, because you do have a lot of downtime that you choose to have, like every single day. I like to go out for a little short bike ride, or I like to take some time and get away from the drawing table and basically explore my world. Aaron Blaze, one of the really great animators that I follow online, has always said, if you're not outside and exploring your world and really getting out there, then you're not living. And I think that's really true. If you lock yourself in a room and don't really do anything, then you're not going to understand the way the world works. So anyway, what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to continue on with the drawing probably for another 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm going to probably ink him and come out on the other side and do a short wrap up. So thank you guys for visiting. Again, like and subscribe and share. I'm up to, 330 subscribers as of next week. So we're looking at about 30 a week, which is awesome. The more I get, the more freedom I'll be able to have. Eventually, if I do end up making any kind of money from the channel, it'll go right back into the channel in the form of more videos, better content, better equipment. Maybe what I'd really like to do is to be able to go out and explore the world and bring you guys along. Go to the airport and do some on-site drawing. Go and really just explore your world and teach you guys how to observe the world a little bit different. I love going at Christmas time and going to the mall, because it is a time for me to really observe how people react and look around and interact with the families in a natural environment. The mall is actually a human zoo. You can go and watch the people at will, and you can, look for the elusive humpback squid. Anyway, thank you guys once again. Like and subscribe, of course, and hopefully, eventually, I'll be able to do this a little bit more so you guys can get a little bit more out of what I'm trying to accomplish. And say, a little finger that comes up and goes over. Maybe his hands. See, his other arms probably wraps around, comes here, and maybe he's got a little hand up and he's waving. Hey guys! Yeah, I like that. Because that's the kind of character Beans is. He's kind of go-lucky. He's like, hey guys, what's up? He just enjoys life. Anyway, thank you guys. We'll see you on the other side.